Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. It's your family doctor. Today we're talking about something that for a lot of people, especially those of us over 50, is one of the most frustrating, most uncomfortable, and yet most embarrassing issues that nobody really wants to talk about. I'm talking about constipation. Have you ever felt like this? You walk into the bathroom in the morning and it feels like you're heading into battle. You sit on the toilet for 30 minutes, maybe an hour. Your face turns red. The veins in your neck are bulging. But no matter how hard you try, that stool just feels like it's rooted in place. You just can't get it out. Finally, after what feels like a Herculean effort, you pass a little bit, you look down, and it's dry. Hard, like little pellets, like sheep droppings, and after all that, you don't even feel relieved. Your stomach still feels bloated, like there's still something stuck in there that didn't come out. Now, I don't want anyone to brush this off as no big deal for middle-aged and older adults. Straining on the toilet is actually an extremely dangerous move. When you hold your breath and bear down, your abdominal pressure skyrockets and your blood pressure shoots up like a rocket. For those of you who already have high blood pressure, coronary artery disease, or hardening of the arteries, that sudden spike can easily trigger a ruptured blood vessel in the brain, a stroke, or an acute heart attack. Every year, there are countless older adults who suffer serious medical emergencies right in the bathroom because they were straining too hard to have a bowel movement. Now, here's what a lot of people do. The moment they get constipated, their first instinct is to run to the pharmacy and buy some laxatives. Or they see an ad for some kind of colon cleanse or detox tea that promises to flush out toxins and so-called old stool, and they think that sounds like the answer today. I have to sound the alarm for you. Please do not just grab any laxative or slimming tea off the shelf. Those products aren't treating the problem, they are destroying your colon. This video is one that can truly help you get things moving again and reclaim that comfortable, easy feeling. I'm going to explain why you've been dealing with chronic constipation, why those laxatives actually make things worse over time, and most importantly, I'm going to teach you how to make a safe and effective constipation relief drink at home using just a few common foods. If you drink this the right way, I promise you'll have easier bowel movements, a more comfortable stomach, and you'll feel lighter overall. Let's start by talking about why so many older adults end up dealing with chronic constipation that just won't go away. A huge part of it is falling into what I call a major medication trap. A lot of older folks, when constipation first starts, will take a laxative or drink a few packets of detox tea, and sure, these products work really well in the short term. You drink them, and within hours, you're running to the bathroom multiple times. It feels like a miracle, but do you know what's hiding inside these so-called miracle products? Go look at the ingredient label on the box or on that herbal drink. You'll likely see things like senna, cascara, sagrada, or aloe. In medical terms, these are called anthraquinone laxatives. The way these work is extremely simple and extremely harsh. It's like taking a whip and violently striking the nerves in your intestines, forcing your colon to spasm and cramp so it squeezes the stool out. A lot of those colon cleanser beauty tea products on the market contain these ingredients. They market themselves as herbal and all natural, which makes you think they're safe, but they are actually dangerous when used long term. If you use them once in a while for an emergency, that's one thing, but long term use. The consequences are serious over time. This constant chemical irritation damages the lining of your colon. It can lead to something that looks terrifying under a colonoscope, a condition called colon melanosis. A healthy colon lining should be pink and smooth, but in people who have taken these stimulant laxatives for a long time, the inside of the colon looks like it has leopard spots. Patches of black and brown pigment, that's a sign that the nerve cells in the intestinal lining have been damaged or destroyed. When those nerves are damaged, your colon can't contract on its own anymore. This leads to something called laxative-dependent constipation, meaning you used to take one pill and it worked. Then you need two pills, then three. Eventually, no matter how much laxative you take, your colon just sits there like dead weight. It becomes paralyzed. And from a traditional medicine perspective, which many of my patients still find helpful, these herbs like senna and rhubarb are considered very cold in nature. For older adults who often already have a weaker digestive system, these can seriously damage your digestive function. Over time, not only does your constipation not improve, but you may also develop diarrhea, a sensitivity to cold in your stomach, or a poor appetite. For someone who already has a sluggish digestive system and constipation, that's an even more painful situation. So here's my advice. Go through your cabinets tonight, throw away those unknown colon cleanse teas and detox capsules. Just get rid of them today. I'm going to show you how to make a natural constipation drink using the most common foods you can find at any grocery store or farmer's market. It's safe, effective, and will not harm your intestinal nerves. When it comes to relieving constipation, nature has actually given us some of the best natural remedies for this drink. We're going to use 4 key ingredients. Get a pen and take some notes if you need to. One dragon fruit. Red flesh dragon fruit works even better. A medium-sized one is fine. 2 prunes. You can buy fresh plums at the grocery store, or you can use high-quality unsweetened dried prunes. 1 container of yogurt, about 200 milliliters. Look for yogurt with a clean ingredient list and live active cultures. 4 honey to taste, usually about 1 to 2 tablespoons. These 4 ingredients together, they're like a superpowered stool mover for your intestines. Let me explain why each one is so effective. Number 1, dragon fruit. When you cut open a dragon fruit, what's the most obvious thing you see? All those tiny black seeds. A lot of people think those seeds are just there for decoration, but they're actually packed with crude fiber, up to 13%, which is incredibly high for a fruit. These tiny seeds are very tough. They don't get digested. Instead, they travel through your intestines like gentle little brushes, stimulating the walls of your colon and helping things move along. On top of that, dragon fruit is rich in soluble fiber, pectin, and prebiotics. These don't just add bulk to your stool, they also help regulate your gut microbiome. When your stool has good bulk, your colon gets the signal that it's time to go. Number 2, prunes. Prunes contain both soluble and insoluble fiber. This combination is a perfect team. They help increase the bulk of your stool, soften it, and stimulate more frequent bowel movements. But that's not all. Prunes have a unique natural compound that helps speed up how quickly your intestines empty. It relaxes and soothes your digestive tract so that when you do have a bowel movement, it feels smooth, like things are flowing downhill rather than getting stuck. Number 3, yogurt. This is like the repair crew for your gut bacteria. Some constipation happens because you don't have enough good bacteria in your intestines and too many bad ones. The environment in your gut becomes unhealthy. That's where yogurt comes in. Yogurt contains live active cultures. When these good bacteria make it into your intestines alive, they help rebalance your gut flora, crowd out the bad bacteria, improve your intestinal environment, and get things moving again. Now, a quick note to keep those bacteria alive: don't heat up your yogurt too much. If cold food bothers you, just let it sit at room temperature for a little while. Or place the sealed container in some warm water for a few minutes, just until it's not ice cold. That's enough. Number 4, honey. Honey acts like an osmotic lubricant for your intestines. From a medical perspective, honey is rich in fructose, and fructose is absorbed relatively slowly. When you drink honey water, it increases the osmotic pressure inside your intestines. What does that mean? Basically, it pulls water from your body into your intestines, soaking those hard, dry stools and making them softer and easier to pass. From a traditional perspective, honey has long been considered an excellent lubricant for the intestines. Ancient medical texts mention that raw, unprocessed honey is especially good for helping older adults with constipation. So how do we put these 4 ingredients together? It's very simple. Step 1, peel the dragon fruit and cut the flesh into small pieces. Wash the prunes, remove the pits, and take the fruit off the pit. Step 2, put the dragon fruit and the prunes into a blender. If you don't have a blender, just put them in a bowl and mash them into a paste with a spoon or whatever tool you have. Step 3, add the yogurt, the honey, and then pour in about 500 to 600 milliliters of warm water. Step 4, blend until smooth and drink it. I recommend drinking this first thing in the morning on an empty stomach or between meals as a snack. Not only does it taste good, but the laxative effect is excellent. I've had many older patients who struggled for years with those hard pellet-like stools tell me that after drinking this, their bowel movement the next day was soft, formed, and easy to pass. Their stomach felt so much lighter. Now, I can already hear some of you saying, well, what if I go to the store and I can't find dragon fruit? Or prunes are too expensive or not available? Don't worry if you can't find dragon fruit and prunes. I've got 2 common substitutes that work just as well: kiwi and pear. Let's start with kiwi. Have you noticed that when you eat a kiwi, it also has those tiny black seeds inside? It works on the same principle as dragon fruit, plus every 100 grams of kiwi contains about 2.6 grams of dietary fiber. That's a powerful laxative tool. Now let's talk about pears. Pears are also very high in dietary fiber, especially the smaller varieties like the fragrant, crisp ones. Don't underestimate them. For every 100 grams of those small pears, you get up to 6.7 grams of insoluble dietary fiber. What is dietary fiber? Remember this: fiber is like the scaffolding for your stool. Without a good framework, your stool can't form into a nice, easy to pass log. These fibers can't be digested. They absorb water as they travel through your gut, up to 10 times their own weight, which helps soften hard, dry stool and makes it easier to pass. And they directly stimulate intestinal movement. Pears also contain sorbitol, which works similarly to the fructose in honey. Sorbitol has a strong affinity for water. It pulls water into your intestines, increasing the water content of your stool, stimulating your gut, and promoting bowel movements. So if you can't find dragon fruit and prunes, just use kiwi and pear with the same yogurt and honey, blend it up, and it will work just as well. Now, beyond that drink, your daily meals are the main battleground for preventing constipation. There are a lot of everyday foods that can help. I've summarized 6 categories of what I call superfoods for bowel movements. Make sure you rotate these onto your table. Category 1, tubers, things like sweet potatoes, yams, and taro. These are not only high in fiber, but they also help strengthen your digestive system. You can steam them and use them as a substitute for some of your white rice. Category 2, leafy greens, think celery, which has those stringy fibers, kale, sweet potato leaves, broccoli. Every day you need to have leafy greens on your plate. Category 3. Mushrooms and algae, things like wood ear mushrooms, enoki mushrooms, shiitake, and seaweed. These have a slippery texture that helps lubricate your intestines and sweep things clean. Category 4, konjac-based foods, things like konjac noodles or konjac sponges. Konjac has almost no calories, but it absorbs water like crazy. It's a true colon cleanser. Category 5, well-cooked beans, black beans, kidney beans, green beans, soybeans. The skins of beans are rich in fiber, but if you're an older adult, make sure you cook them until they're very soft to prevent gas. Category 6, cooked whole grains, things like corn, oats, and rye bran. Don't just eat refined white rice every day. Toss a handful of oats into your rice cooker, and you'll notice a difference in your bowel movements almost immediately. These 6 categories of high fiber foods are things you should be eating more of. But, and this is critical, when you increase your fiber intake, there's one absolutely essential condition. You must drink plenty of water. Why? Remember, soluble fiber absorbs water and swells up, which adds bulk to your stool and helps it move. If you eat a lot of fiber, like a bunch of sweet potatoes and oats, but you don't drink enough water, those fibers will just sit in your intestines. Unable to absorb moisture, they turn into dry clumps like cement and can actually make your constipation worse. So drinking water is the soul of treating constipation. For most older adults, I recommend aiming for 1,500 to 2,000 milliliters of water a day. That's about 4 to 5 of those large coffee mugs. Sip it slowly throughout the day, drink it warm, and keep your intestines consistently hydrated. Now, even though I've given you all these great dietary ways to manage constipation, I know some of you are thinking, Doctor, I'm already backed up. I haven't gone in days. My stomach feels like a balloon. Eating dragon fruit and drinking that smoothie is going to take time. I need relief right now. What can I buy at the pharmacy? That's an excellent question, since we already talked about why you should avoid stimulant laxatives like Senna and Cascara. What should you use for emergency relief? In medicine, we have very clear and safe categories for constipation medications. I'm going to give you 2 of the safest options, ones that don't damage your intestines and don't cause dependence. Option 1, emergency relief. What if you're blocked up right now? If you're dealing with acute temporary constipation, meaning the stool is right there at the exit, but it's so hard and dry it's like a rock and just won't come out, and you're sweating from the effort, your best fast solution is a glycerin suppository. That's the generic name for what many people know as the over-the-counter rectal laxative. I know a lot of people feel embarrassed about using suppositories, but honestly, they are one of the safest physical methods for relieving constipation. The ingredients are mainly glycerin and purified water. When you insert it, it doesn't stimulate the nerves in your colon. It simply provides extremely effective lubrication. It coats that hard, dry stool and makes the intestinal wall slippery. The biggest advantage is how fast it works. After using it, try to hold it for about 15 minutes to let the glycerin fully lubricate, and then you'll be able to pass the stool almost instantly. It slides right out. This can help you avoid the dangerous straining that could lead to a heart or stroke event. Option 2, chronic constipation. What if you only have a bowel movement once every 10 days or 2 weeks? If the stool is sitting deep in your colon and not making its way down, a suppository won't reach it for more chronic long-term constipation. Doctors typically recommend oral medications called polyethylene glycol, PEG, and lactulose. Please write these two names down, polyethylene glycol and lactulose. Why do we recommend them? Because they fall into a category called osmotic laxatives. Remember when we talked about honey and pears having an osmotic effect, pulling water into the intestines? These two medications work the same way, but they're more potent, they aren't absorbed by your body, and they don't stimulate or damage your intestinal nerves. They simply sit in your intestines and act like powerful water magnets. They pull water into your colon and hold it there, soaking your stool until it becomes soft and muddy. Once the stool absorbs enough water, it increases in volume, your colon feels the stretch, and it naturally contracts to push it out. These medications are extremely gentle on the intestines. In fact, doctors often prescribe them to pregnant women, young children, and very frail elderly patients. They do not cause colon melanosis and they do not create dependence. However, there are two important things to know about these medications. First, because they work by gently increasing water content, they don't work as fast as stimulant laxatives. You won't take it and go to the bathroom in 30 minutes. It usually takes about 1 to 2 days to see results. So be patient. Second, because these medications pull a significant amount of water into your stool and out of your body. You need to be mindful of hydration and electrolyte balance. After you've had a successful bowel movement, drink some honey water, some lightly salted water, or an electrolyte drink to replenish fluids and prevent things like leg cramps from dehydration. All right, friends, we've really covered constipation from top to bottom today. We exposed those harmful black colon laxatives. We put together a natural constipation drink for you, and we laid out the safe medication options to make sure you leave here not just with information, but with a plan you can actually use. Let's summarize today's key points. Number 1, avoid the laxative trap. Do not take laxatives or detox teas that contain senna, cascara, rhubarb, or aloe. They can turn your colon black, paralyze your intestines, and harm your digestion. Number 2, remember the natural constipation drink recipe. 1 dragon fruit, 6 prunes, 1 container of yogurt, and honey to taste. Blend it and drink it. Use the fiber and probiotics to give your colon a gentle clean. If you can't find those ingredients, substitute with kiwi and pear. Number 3, eat plenty of foods from the 6 categories: tubers, leafy greens, mushrooms, konjac, beans, and whole grains. And above all, drink 1,500 to 2,000 milliliters of water every day. Number 4, for safe scientific medication use. Use a glycerin suppository for emergencies. For chronic stubborn constipation, go to the pharmacy and look for polyethylene glycol or lactulose. Remember, after using them, drink extra water and electrolytes. Friends, being able to eat, sleep, and have a healthy bowel movement, these 3 things are the foundation of a happy, healthy life as we age. If any one of them is missing, it affects everything. Especially for those of you with heart or blood pressure concerns, please don't fight with your body on the toilet. Starting tomorrow morning, throw away those useless detox teas. Go to the store, buy a dragon fruit, get some yogurt, and blend yourself a delicious natural constipation drink. Use the natural foods that nature gave us to gently wake up your sleeping colon. When your intestines are clean and moving smoothly, not only will your stomach feel better, but your complexion will improve. And you'll feel lighter and more energetic. If you felt that this video truly helped you understand a problem you've been dealing with for years, and if you learned something that can protect your health, please hit that like button and subscribe. And please share this video with any of your friends or family who have been suffering from constipation and trying all kinds of questionable remedies. Maybe your one share will help them stop using harmful laxatives and get their gut health back on track. Wishing you all smooth digestion, a light and comfortable body, long life, and a youthful spirit. I'll see you in the next video. If you're dealing with any health concerns, please schedule a visit with your primary care doctor. I'm here to help you understand the science, not replace professional medical advice.